It's Madden NFL 24 on EA Sports. And up next, we'll see Aaron Jones.
The weather this time of year in the South, perfect. Fall football weather. And we've got the roof wide open here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in the heart of Georgia. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup. We are all set to go as it'll be the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Atlanta Falcons. Hello again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin along with Charles Davis. And, Charles, we take a look at this Falcons team as they enter play. They come in playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games.
And they looked awfully good last week and came away with a 2-touchdown victory. They did have a few reasons for concern defensively, but all in all, they'll take a repeat here if they could get it.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Vikings, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? No run back here on the opening kickoff as we'll start at the 25. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. Bringing them out, a guy who's top 30 all-time in yards and touchdowns. Not bad for a 4th-round pick back in 2012. Captain Kirk Cousins.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
Gotta like that start. 14 yards to get him going. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead him to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Now a 2nd and 10. Now Cousins hands to Jones. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. You look at this defense for the Vikings. They enter play 1 from the bottom, number 31 in the league, Charles, against the run.
And when people talk about facing a challenge, they are certainly getting one in this ball game because they're facing the number 1 rushing unit in the NFL, which means it's going to be a contest they've got to be prepared for from the first snap.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Taken in at the 11. 6-yard return after a punt of 48. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. Leading them out, someone who took the league by storm last year is the most famous Mr. Irrelevant ever. From Iowa State, it's Brock Purdy.
He had the numbers of a game last week that if you win, you talk about him being a gritty guy, managing the game, getting it done. But they lost. So obviously 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass. That's not going to be good enough. Got to get that changed around.
From the 21, here's the 2nd down and 6. Now Purdy. He'll get this one complete to Zay Jones. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well.
Partner, that's excellent timing right there. Breaking off the route and being able to hit it right when he stops.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Purdy. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Purdy will set up to throw it here. A short one there, caught by Swain, and down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. So here's a 3rd and 14. contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against?
Defense.
A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
And the penalty, that helps a little, but they'll still have to navigate a 3rd and 9 now. Back to throw, Purdy. That is incomplete.
One first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Falcons will get it 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. He works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. 2nd down. The numbers on the ground for Jones last week. 15 carries, 106 yards.
Just an excellent performance from them on the ground last week, and that speaks to an offense that is operating at a high level on all fronts. Of course, that man running the ball, he's just seeing the field so well. But don't forget about his offensive line. They've really asserted their will out there and are confident they can repeat it again this week.
3rd and 4. Cousins. Throw left side complete to Chase. And he's going to have a Falcons 1st down, although it doesn't appear to be by much. He needed 4, and he got 4 on 3rd down.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry.
Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. It's Nakobe Dean with a pick. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So, Charles, our first points of the game provided defensively. What a play that was.
And I can only imagine that the folks at home watching are thinking to themselves, that's one of those plays where once the ball leaves the quarterback's hands, you just sort of go, uh-oh, and wait for the result. This time, the defense benefited.
Chase McLaughlin on for the extra point. He's got it, and the Vikings take a 7-0 lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Now Isaiah Pacheco going to bring it out of the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Here's Aaron Jones in the offense trotting back out. Those are his numbers through roughly the first half of the season, and given that, you'd have to think he's on pace for a 1,000-yard campaign.
Steady as he goes, steady goes the offense. But you know what else is happening, too, because they are a team now recognized with the ability to run the football. You've got to be able to throw better now, right? Better throwing lanes, better opportunities for the guys downfield, maybe more one-on-one coverage, which you should be able to beat easier. Yeah, he's establishing not just a tone, but an identity for his team.
And that's a discussion we had a couple days ago in the team meetings, talking about this running game opening up the passing game. We'll see if that continues to happen. And he'll take this to about the 24, a gain of 3. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. On 3rd down, Cousins. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense.
A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10. Play action now, Cousins. He will find his man Chase complete. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Another strong gain on the last last 2 plays, they've moved it a combined 33 yards.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. There's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. You have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
Looking deep here for Chase. They're trying to tiptoe the pylon, but they're going to say he stepped out at the 1-yard line. It's a big play there for Atlanta. 41 yards.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one.
Kevin O'Connell clearly unhappy with that call, and he's thrown that red challenge flag out on the field. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. Sammy Watkins, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons are an extra point away from evening this one up. The touchdown all set up by the big play 1 snap before, but they finish it off here with a shorter completion, this time for the score.
I like how they stuck with what got them there, right? The big pass play, got the momentum going, right? You create it with a play like that, and you come right back with another pass play to finalize things off.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Stevenson now is going to bring this out. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Vikings taking the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. 4-4 their record through 8 games on the season. Would you say that this team has overperformed, underperformed, or are they kind of right where you thought that they would be?
Do you mind if I say yes, yes, and yes? Because ultimately to me, 4-4 is about where they should be because we've seen weeks where they've been really, really good. They've looked terrific. Other weeks where we wondered just how good is this team. They want to be consistent in their play, not consistently inconsistent, which is what they've been thus far.
On 1st down, Purdy. That's going to be caught by Bigsby. Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and that will bring up 2nd down. Throwing here, Purdy. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete. Zay Jones was the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. You talk about this Falcon defense. They were terrific in the win over Tennessee a week ago.
And it was the pass rush that really keyed their victory. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well.
They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down. Now the punter, Sam Martin, called on to kick it away here. It's a 45-yard punt, just a 1-yard return. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. This is 2nd and 8. Off the option, it's Jones. Gets by him at the 25. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 42 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the 1st quarter.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll run. It's Kenneth Walker. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
They go play action. Cousins. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. He'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's third down. Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. 7-7, our score after one. The Vikings with the football here to begin the second quarter as they get set to start their drive with a 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them so far.
Brandon, you almost don't know what team is going to show up every week. I mean, there's no consistency with this ball club at all, and if we feel that way, I know it frustrates the coaching staff, and it also has to frustrate the key leaders in the locker room. They got to figure out how to get coordinated.
And this will be a Vikings 1st down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line.
Brandon, you know, we talk about having wrinkles in a game plan. That was a fold right there. How about that play? Being able to change things up. You think anyone else on the team's going to get the ball, and in that situation, they surprise everyone and give it to their big guy.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield incomplete. 2nd and 10. They run behind center with Gainwell. And he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42. They'll come up now 3rd and 9. Purdy now to throw. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
And what did we talk with them about prior to the game? Their ability to move the chains, pick up 1st downs. So far, 0 for 3 on 3rd down. If that continues, they'll have little chance of winning this one.
Here's the punter, Martin, out to kick it away. This is taken around the 12. They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs. So they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Spinning away. Jones breaking from the contact. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So the big gain, all for naught for the offense. That yellow flag is going to bring it back.
Oh, what a tough look for the offense, because they see all that yardage lost and that ball's walked back and then some behind the original line of scrimmage.
So the penalty yards marched off on the face mask. Here's 1st and 10. Up the middle, here's Walker. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Here's Cousins. And he whips that one incomplete there.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Cousins from the gun on 3rd. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other
side has got it. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. One, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But two, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. A 47-yard punt, maybe a couple on the return. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. On 1st down, it's Purdy. That's to his running back, Gainwell. And just not a ton of room to work with. He'll get it to the 15 for a gain of 2. Here's a 2nd and 8. From the gun, here's a run by Gainwell. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. They get 14 there. 1st down, Vikings.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. And that led to a really nice game.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. Running right, this is Gainwell. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 44 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. A couple of 1st downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on 1st down. In motion left goes Jones. Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle. And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. A gain of just 1. From the 48-yard line, here's the 2nd and 9. Here's Purdy. And that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Well, the incompletion, but now we also have an injured player. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. The Vikings on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 9. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. He'll get 15 and a Vikings 1st down.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Zappy to throw on 1st down. A short one there, caught by Swain. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28. 2nd down and a little more than a yard here. A gain of 8 on the keeper and a 1st down.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the 1st down. A nice run right there.
On 1st and 10, it's Gainwell. Even with that broken tackle, he'll be brought down short of the 15. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. And they'll stay on the ground with Gainwell again.
Holding offense.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Now Zappy. That is incomplete.
Well, we've seen him catch a few passes out of the backfield in the 1st half. Unable to connect on that one.
Certainly seems like getting him the ball in the passing game, though, is part of the game plan.
It certainly is because he catches it well, creates a mismatch. You're going to cover.
It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Zay Jones 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Vikings have taken the lead. They went empty backfield, all their weapons out wide, so there really was no secret here to what they were going to do.
No secret, but they still had to execute it, and they still had to protect the guy throwing the ball, because oftentimes when you empty the backfield, people bring pressure at you. They managed to hold in there and successfully complete the touchdown pass.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good, and that makes the score 14-7. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Here's Aaron Jones in the offense trotting back out. And I'm wondering if maybe they don't go away from him on this drive a little bit. He's been great, but they haven't scored a lot of points.
I think they still have to show him as a threat. Make sure he touches it a few times. But as you pointed out, use him as a decoy a little bit and get the ball in the hands of some other people in order to put more points on the board. He's done a really nice job of establishing them with his running.
Yeah, he's established himself well. Now can they put more points up? Now a first down carry by Jones. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 52 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. 14-7. Options galore here. Second and a few inches. Now Cousins. Looking right side, and that's complete to Watkins. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 of enemy territory. First down. Here's Cousins. Now throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Cousins throw taken in by Evans here. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 25-yard line.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball in the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Cousins again. And he fires one incomplete.
So it looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Off the play fake, Cousins. Throw right side is into the hands of his tight end, Everett. And the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, this is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
On second down, Cousins again. And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. Joseph Osai. Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football.
And this ball recovered by the offense, but remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble.
Tucker's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, all right, Brandon, thank you very much. Hi again, everyone. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the NFL as we are officially into the second half of the season. has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, and we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side can play mistake-free football the rest of the way.
Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter of what's been a tight contest so far. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. Stevenson elects not to return it. It's a touchback. So here are the Vikings to take over. They were losers to the Packers a week ago, but they've got the lead right now here as they come up on a 1st and 10. Third quarter starts with a run from Gainwell. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Now they run. It's Mason. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Now a handoff to Bigsby. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Purdy's throw here into the hands of Jones. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a 1st.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
And he'll work down inside the 45.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going. And then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. Now we've got movement up front. And I think this is going to be on Minnesota. A full start backs him up 5. 1st and 15. Now a handoff coming left is Gainwell. And just shutting him off there. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. Well, that one hurts. That wipes away what would have been a big play.
But you and I both know coaches aren't real big on silver linings. But at least that play call was a successful one now.
Oh, he sheds himself free. Touchdown, Vikings. Tim Patrick, 41 yards. And they are able to add on to their advantage. A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie. Because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that makes it a 21-10 game. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. This taken in at the goal line. And able to get this out to the 25. Here comes the Falcons offense. It's their first possession of the second half now. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
Here's 2nd and 10. They'll go again to Jones. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass, but in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right, it might go to them in this game.
I like that, MVU. Well done.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
They work now on 2nd and 9. Cousins with a give to Jones. That's a good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. 72 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Throwing, Cousins. He finds his man, it's Charlie Kohler. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
For a tight end, he's got good straight line speed, and on that route, he's often the guy that gets overlooked. Nice job there of finding him in stride for really good yardage.
On 1st and 10, Cousins gets this one to Juszczyk. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now Jones. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Aaron Jones, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Falcons have cut it back within a score. So a strong drive here to lead off this 3rd quarter and gets them right back in this football game.
And I think we can safely call that a statement drive because they had to be saying, we have put our best foot forward in the 1st half, but we certainly mean business now. Maybe a better term, a prove-it drive. They proved it to themselves that they were ready to go.
Cousins will try and throw. And this one is caught. So they come up with a 2-point conversion, and that makes this a 1-point game now. I guess the coach looked at the 2-point cheat sheet, said go for it, get it to a 3-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call, and he felt good about what he had for a 2-point conversion, and now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
Tucker now to kick it away following a touchdown. Stevenson elects not to return it. It's a touchback. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. Still enjoying the lead here in the 3rd quarter despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. Now they'll see if they can get the equalizer here on this drive. Purdy looking to throw on 1st down here. Outright, this one goes to Patrick. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Straight ahead, it's Gainwell. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Well, you know they had a 3rd down play on standby just in case, but he says no need with that carry. Runs like that will continually earn him more work in this and future contests.
And they'll go right back to Gainwell here on 1st down. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
Offense.
So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
The short one there, caught by Swain. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. Purdy will set up to throw it here. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Picked by Ronnie Harrison. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Following the interception, Cousins, and he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. The safety blitz staged to perfection that time as they sack him for a loss of 6. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. On play action, Cousins. Inside the 10. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. And that one results in 35 yards.
Running their plays over and over during the week can often get robotic for an offense, but on game day they can often flow smoothly, as that one just did.
Play action now. Cousins. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. One back in the game. That's Jones. 2nd and goal. Cousins to throw it. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. 3rd and goal for Cousins. Touchdown, Falcons. Jamar Chase, 5-yard touchdown. And the Falcons have taken the lead here in this 3rd quarter. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
Tucker with the extra point. That will make this a 4-point game. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Stevenson elects not to return it. It's a touchback. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes and get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
Back to Gainwell here on 2nd down. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Take it in at the 22. Three quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. Give them 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. To throw is Cousins. And he slings one that's incomplete. Sammy Watkins, the intended target, and it's third down. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On third down, Cousins. And it is caught. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A gain of 26 on the third down conversion.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there, because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 43. Now Cousins here on the bootleg. Finds his man. It's Kohler. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. Back-to-back nice plays. 12 yards that time and a first down. Play fake. Cousins. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Kirk Cousins with 3 touchdown passes now in the afternoon. And the Falcons are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. And that's certainly an important touchdown there. It makes this a 2-score game.
But as we've seen, no lead is safe in this one with the way these two offenses have lit up the scoreboard. I would imagine that on their sidelines, they're both yelling at their defenses, hey, you want to get involved here? One big play from you, that could win the game for us.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Tucker down to kick it away following the touchdown. Stevenson now, he's going to bring this out. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. And the Vikings now heading on to the field. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. On first down, it's Purdy. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Montez Sweat racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. This guy is in a zone. Remember, he had a sack hat trick last week. That got him NFC Defensive Player of the Week. Another one right here.
I love how you phrase that, in the zone, because I'm a firm believer that like a running back, like a quarterback, when guys get hot and get locked in, the same thing happens for guys getting sacks. Their moves are working, and they're getting home and putting guys on the ground.
Throwing on second down, it's Purdy. Here's a screen with Gainwell. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. The Vikings on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Now we've got movement up front. And I think this is going to be on Minnesota. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. Purdy looking to throw. Caught on the right side by Jones. It'll go as a gain of 4. And it'll be 4th down. Did they maybe play that too safely on 3rd down? I know you don't want to just throw a ball blindly downfield, but that didn't help them a whole lot.
I think they probably said if it's open, take the shot. If not, get something safe because we do have 4th down to try and pick it up.
That'll go as a 46-yard punt with a return of 7. And it will be Falcon football. Here's Aaron Jones in the offense trotting back out. He's been a good workhorse. I know we use the word workhorse a lot, but he's been a good workhorse for him in this one.
No doubt about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're looking for if you're a back, because that means everything's coming together for you. Big guys up front have created space. You've run through it. You've probably got some help even from the wide receivers who want to catch passes as opposed to block, but they're helping out too.
Yeah, everyone's pitching in. He's had a good game. Now a second down throw for Cousins. A little short pass. This is Everett, and he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 68 yards receiving now for him in the game. And a first down on that last catch as well. Cousins. He'll check this one down to Pacheco. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. To throw, Cousins. A little short pass. This is Everett. So the completion good for 6 yards. And it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the Vikings 32-yard line.
Straight ahead, Walker. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down 4th quarter. Looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys, they're just saying, let's just keep running it out. And we've got them now.
Off the play fake, Cousins. And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, it looked like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down. Now Justin Tucker is out to try the field goal. From the left hash, this from 34. Tucker's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So, maybe not a knockout goal, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the 4th.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist. But time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Shotgun now with Purdy. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Vikings first down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6. Purdy's throw finds its target, Dobbs. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. Purdy sets up to throw again. That's to his running back, Gainwell. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. Purdy on 3rd down. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple of big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
They will run for it with Gainwell. Oh, and I think he went backward. He did. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And the Falcons will take control of the football in great field position. So still over 3 minutes remaining in this game, but boy, not getting that when that hurt.
That's a little bit demoralizing, so they have to be careful about that because still have an opportunity if they can get some things done on defense. But now, since they've taken over on downs, a team with the ball, guess what? Going to 4-minute offense, maybe they can put this thing away.
He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Well, that's what he can do, when he keeps the football. It's not a huge gain, but it shows how hard it can be to stop him.
Yeah, and I thought the defense had that one pretty well contained, and in fact, they probably came up and felt pretty good about what they did. Then they looked up and realized he still got good yardage out of it. He's a tough guy to stop.
The Vikings going to signal for their first of their timeouts. That'll leave him with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And he's down into the red zone at the 15 after a gain of 15. 1st and 10. Throwing is Cousins. They'll find Everett there, complete. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. This is a 2nd and 4, ball at the 9.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. And now here comes the 3rd of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out. And he is going to lose yardage here.
To me, this is a case of if you're not getting the ball, you've got to do your job and block for the guy who is, because there really wasn't much there. And, boy, the defense took advantage with that loss.
And the defense, they were just locked in there on 3rd. They had more guys than they could block. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. Tucker's kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. On 1st down, Purdy. He'll get this one to Patrick. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. Now they got to get to the line quickly. There's Purdy on 1st and 10. Completed out left to Dobbs. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Purdy to throw it on 1st down. That'll be dumped off to Gainwell. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
Holding offense.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. The throwing here, Purdy. He's got the hook up with Dobbs. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 2nd and 6.
Brings up 2nd down at the 47-yard line.
Purdy. And that one going to be off target and incomplete. You know, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And he'll indeed get him to the line and spike it here to stop the clock. Here's 2nd and 10. Again, it's Purdy to throw it. Open man is Denzel Mims. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Another good completion on the drive as the Vikings have a 1st down. Now Purdy. And that's going to be incomplete. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Back to throw, Purdy. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. And he'll get up and spike it with 11 seconds remaining. The decision made for them. They've got to go. It's 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Okay, so he stepped foot out of bounds. Charles came back in first to touch it, and they got him for illegal touching.
Yeah, and you know it doesn't matter either, Brandon. Catch it, don't catch it. If you're the first to touch it, that's going to draw a flag.
Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed in intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.
And Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments. You know what the best adjustments usually are? It's just executing better. Because the game plan you put in place at the beginning of the week often still holds. You don't have to make wholesale changes. You just have to do it a little bit better, a little cleaner. And they did that in the second half, and that led them to victory.
So for the Falcons, the win will help them keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 6-3 on the year. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Arizona Cardinals. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they are barely afloat as they fall to 4-5. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.